Welcome to Inspire Her on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio right here in Ikoyi, Lagos. And today we are exploring a force that anchors a woman's life, which is wisdom, a woman's guide for navigating life with strength and grace. In a world of endless information, wisdom is the quiet discernment that helps us choose what truly matters, allowing us to lead with poise even in the most difficult seasons. And joining me for this empowering conversation are two beautiful women, Ngozi Ochuba, a pharmacist, wellness advocate, and midlife reinvention coach who empowers women to live with emotional balance, intentionality, and inner peace. We also have Madam Esther Evbodaghe, a finance professional, entrepreneur, and mentor who guides women towards clarity, self-awareness, meaningful relationships, and purpose-driven living. Together, we'll uncover how every woman can grow in wisdom and walk through life with unshakable grace. All right, you're welcome to Inspire Her, and today is the New Year edition. This is the first show we're having in 2026, and you need to see my beautiful ladies. The only part that I'm not happy with is that I was cut out of the picture. But it's okay. They're looking all beautiful, all gorgeous in African-inspired outfits. And camera, do your work. And I present to you my beautiful ladies. How are you doing?
Very well.
Good to have you.
So
what inspired this look?
Well, we are still in the celebration mood.
Celebration mood.
This is the first edition, right? The New Year edition.
Right.
We are celebrating New Year.
Interesting.
In February.
Yeah, in February. All right, and today we're talking about wisdom.
Okay.
And when I saw the topic in my head, I was like, okay, what does wisdom really look like in a woman's daily life? How do we differentiate a woman with wisdom in terms of a woman who's passing knowledge, a woman who is intellectually sound? What does wisdom mean in a woman's daily life? Let me start with you because you're looking all prepared for me.
Well, thank you very much, Onome. I particularly love today's topic because wisdom is what every woman needs to navigate life. You know, the Bible says we should get wisdom. When I was much younger, I thought I could live life, on my own, with my own understanding. But as I grew older, I realized that I needed wisdom to survive this world. I realized that the world is complex, and without wisdom, I cannot navigate it. And I asked God for wisdom. Then, with time, I began to search the scripture. And I found out that even God made provision for it in the scripture, in James 1:5, when he said, if anyone needs wisdom, let him ask. And God will generously give to us without reproach. So that tells me that God knew ahead of time that every one of us needs wisdom to navigate life. Right. So in a woman's daily life, wisdom looks like knowing when to speak and when to remain silent.
Okay.
It looks like knowing when to pause before responding or reacting. It is knowing or understanding that not every battle needs your voice or your energy. It is knowing that not every opinion needs your
input.
How do I put it? Needs your input. Let me put it that way. So wisdom shows up in how a woman responds to pain. In our everyday life, wisdom looks like emotional maturity. And wisdom is not loud. It does not announce itself. It's not flashy. It doesn't come with degree or title or lots of explanation. Wisdom is simply how you respond. What you choose not to say, even though you know that when you say it will be justified. What you commit to and what you walk away from. That is knowing how to treat yourself and treat others even when no one is watching you.
Interesting.
Now, on the other hand, Knowledge will tell you what is right, but wisdom will teach you how to discern when and how to act. Experience will show you what hurts, but wisdom will tell you how to protect your peace without hardening your heart. Knowledge will show you red flag, but wisdom will teach you how to walk away before damage is done. Knowledge will show you suffering. Experience will show you scar. But wisdom will tell you how to turn those wounds into insights. Now, every woman needs wisdom to survive life and to navigate life. The difference between wisdom and knowledge is that knowledge feeds the mind, experience shapes story, but wisdom guards the soul. So for a wise woman, you can go through life if you navigate it with wisdom. Not because life is easy, but because you have chosen not to grow through the things that you go through. That is simply how wisdom looks like in a woman's daily life.
Interesting, interesting. Madam Ngozi.
Madam Esther has said a lot.
Yes,
and I mean, she's actually gone deep into
it.
explaining what wisdom is. So maybe I should just simplify it, to put everything she has said together. She's talked so much about knowledge. We have knowledge, we acquire knowledge, we know things. Then experience is, from what you have passed through. You have experience.
Yes.
Then with this, your sense of judgment comes in as well. So wisdom is putting all these things together. So I can simply say that wisdom is you knowing what to do with what you know.
Okay.
Because it's enough to know that today is a Monday. It's enough to know that things like this happen, but what plans have you put in place? Because wisdom is talking about, like she mentioned, having a strong sense of discernment.
Yes.
Being able, to make sound choices.
That's right.
And also understanding. Because, it's one thing to have knowledge. If I use myself let me use myself as an example here. As a young girl who just got married and got a job, I had knowledge. I'm a pharmacist, right? So I have knowledge. So I was working, I was making money. And I was putting my money to good use. I was buying things in the house, I was taking care of the house, I was taking care of myself. But there was one thing I was not doing at that time. I wasn't investing. So I had knowledge, I had experience because I was doing different jobs. So I was doing things. So if you see me, you say, this girl is smart. You might even say I'm wise, but I was not. Because then I also would hear people talk about investments, and I'll be asking myself, how much am I earning? Now the problem I have is already so much. The money is not enough, and these people are talking about investing from this little money. But wisdom tells you what to do to prepare ahead. Right. Because wisdom sees the consequences of actions taken today in the long term. The long-term consequences of action taken today or not taken. At that point, I wasn't taking my actions were not complete. I was working. I was taking care of things, but I lacked wisdom to prepare for tomorrow.
Okay. We've said a lot about wisdom, and in my head now I'm thinking, so how can wisdom help women to respond in strength or grace, right, in difficult situation or when they experience a loss? Let me start with you.
Okay, thank you for this. When you asked this question, something came to my mind. One of my friends that lost her husband suddenly 2 years ago. And I watched her closely, and I saw how she handled herself through that very difficult time. A very young woman with 4 children. She had 4 children, 2 in secondary school and 2 in primary school. And she suddenly lost her husband, unannounced. unplanned. This is a man she spoke to like the night before. The next morning she got news that he had passed. But I watched her closely and I learned a lot from her. So the question is how wisdom helps us, you know, to navigate life in strength and with grace, right? So I saw that she did not let this very challenging situation break her. That was strength. Then the grace I also saw this woman exhibit, that going through this very difficult time, she wasn't bitter. The grace is the strength. You don't let the situation defeat you. That's the strength and wisdom. Then you understand that you don't become bitter, even even going through challenges and hurts. You don't become bitter, because when you become bitter, it diminishes your processing. It robs you of your joy, and it also stunts your growth, and it also diminishes you being able to see the solution to whatever you're going to, having clarity. That's what bitterness does. So wisdom makes you understand and helps you to go through situations, and don't let situations break you, and also not to nurture bitterness.
Interesting. Madam Esther.
Ngozi has given a very good example. But I'll say this particular question is very emotional. Yeah. It's very emotional. You know, there are seasons in a woman's life where strength feels heavy and wisdom feels far away. Those are seasons of loss, when something precious is taken. Season of failure, when you have done all you know how to do, you have put in your best, and the outcome of what you expect is bad. Seasons of disappointment, when you have prayed, you have planned, you have hoped, you have believed, and at the end of the day, it doesn't turn out the way you expected. Those are very difficult seasons in a woman's life, and that is where wisdom becomes more than a concept. At such seasons in a woman's life, wisdom becomes an anchor. You see, I didn't realize that I could break, or that wisdom could stop me from breaking, until the death of my parents. As a matter of fact, my father died first, and I saw myself breaking. Then I realized that wisdom does not stop pain. What it does is to help you carry that pain with grace. So, at such season, all I needed was just to lean on the wisdom that I have to be able to, pass through that, the weight of what has been lost.
Yeah.
Now, in seasons of failure, wisdom will help you to understand that failure is not a final destination. That, yes, knowledge will say to you that you made a mistake, but wisdom will teach you that you can learn from that mistake without losing yourself. So, in terms of disappointment, knowledge will show you that all the things that you have planned for, you didn't get them.
Yes.
But wisdom will help you to understand that delays, detours, and maybe setbacks, that they are protections that you can't yet see. So at such seasons of your life, It is wisdom that will guide you. So that is why wisdom is very important when you go through those seasons of your life.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right, we need to go on a short break. When we come back, we will continue this conversation. Just stay tuned.
So to do well in public speaking, you must see it as a relationship between yourself and your audience.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
All right, so welcome back to Inspire Her, and we are continuing our conversation on wisdom, how wisdom helps women navigate life's choices with strength and grace. And just before we went for that short break, we're getting kind of emotional because it's an emotional topic. But right now, I want to find out what are there ways that wisdom helps women make the right choices in terms of career, in terms of family, relationship. How does wisdom help women in making life choices?
I've said it. Wisdom is all that we need. You know, wisdom shows up in the choices that we make on a daily basis. The things we commit to, the things we walk away from. Those things require wisdom. Now, when you talk about our relationship, wisdom will tell you to pay attention to pattern, not words, not promises.
That's good.
Wisdom will teach a woman that love is safe, consistent, not draining. Wisdom will teach a woman how to, walk away from any relationship that causes her self-worth. Now, when it comes to career, wisdom will teach a woman how to make decisions that aligns with her values and not her income. Wisdom will teach a woman how to take decisions that she can be proud of. And wisdom will enable a woman to ask herself deep questions before taking certain decisions, such as this decision I'm about to make now, will I be proud of it if it is made public? Will it compromise my values? Will I regret not taking this decision? Wisdom will make you think deeply before you take certain decisions. In a woman's career, wisdom will enable a woman to know when to push forward, when to rest, pivot, and start all over again. It is wisdom that will teach a woman that success is not all about climbing higher. You need to remain whole while climbing. Now, in setting personal boundaries, wisdom will tell a woman that boundaries are meant for protection. It is not a wall to shut people out. It is just a way of protecting our peace and a door to teach people how to treat us. So that's what wisdom does. I'll leave the rest to Ngozi.
I think I just have a few things to add because you've said it well. You know, as a Christian, I want to go to the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible tells us that wisdom is profitable to direct.
Yes.
And the same Bible also tells us somewhere that in getting everything, get wisdom. In
Right.
all your learnings,
Yes.
get wisdom.
That's
So
right.
that means the Bible is telling us that wisdom kind of supersedes every other thing you get.
Everything.
That's in
Yeah.
getting everything,
Everything,
money,
yes,
oh,
yes.
beauty, oh, whatever. Make
Yes,
sure you get,
yes.
because it's wisdom that will help you hold these things together
You're right.
and not let anything consume you, so that you're not controlled by other things, but you are controlled by, you know, the way you're able to process things. You're not a reactive person. You are intentional. Because in everything you get wisdom. We're talking about career, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about life. The Bible says it's profitable to do what? Show you the way, direct you. And so all these things come from what we have said in the beginning when we defined wisdom: your knowledge, the experiences you gather, how you process things, you understand, your mindset. All these things help you to make sound choices. Help you to know, like she said, when to come forward and when to step back. Help you to know where to exert energy. It's not every conversation or quarrel you should be part of. You should choose your struggles. You're not reactive. Know when, know like this relationship I'm going into. This person I'm going into this relationship with, what kind of a person, from my observation, from the things he says, from what he does, is that where I should be going to, or should I just pull back a bit and wait? All this you get from wisdom. And of course, it comes from experience. Like we define that wisdom is what you do with the knowledge and experience you have. So it's not enough to say I have a lot of experience, I've been there many times. What have you sat down to, you know, get insight? Like she talked about pattern, understand how things work. That is wisdom. Wisdom is understanding, in-depth understanding of how things work, in-depth understanding of human nature, how things play out. So that when you come into a place, you don't just begin to react. You take your time, you sit back, you study, you understand, you put things together with respect to how things have worked out before. Then you are able to have an idea of how this thing would play out in the future, where it will take to. So if you are doing things now, a wise person knows that there are consequences.
Yes.
How is this thing going to end up in the future? You have children. You are babysitting all their bad behavior. Then in 30 years, you come to complain to somebody that these children are not taking care of me. I put in so much energy. I fed them the best food. I took them to the best of schools. But you forgot when you were babysitting, when you were pampering them. But a wise person will know that if I don't do something about what I see now, it's waiting for me in the next 20, 30 years. It will be waiting for me. That's wisdom. And that is how with every aspect of your life, the things you do today, you need to be intentional. You need to take actions that you'll be proud of the outcomes in the next 20, 30 years.
Okay. So taking the conversation from where Madam Ngozi stopped, my head now, how can we as women intentionally pass wisdom to the next generation? Because what she said is very valid, talking about things that we do right now that we're not intentional about, and 10, 20 years from now we'll look back and we're like, no, we didn't make the right decision. So how can women ensure that they pass this wisdom, knowledge to the next generation?
To pass wisdom on to the next generation, what we need to do is to live what we want to teach. You see, what is most important is living by example. Wisdom is caught more than taught.
Yes.
So the next generation, they are smart people. They are watching you. They want to see, as a woman, how do you speak? How do you lead? How do you handle conflicts? How do you persevere? Now, these are the things they are looking at. And if they are convinced that you are leading by example, they will catch the wisdom immediately. So it's not about delivering a seminar or lecture. is they are watching how you live your life. So that is the wisdom that they want to draw from. Wisdom is about emotional intelligence. It's practicing discernment. It's living in alignment. It's setting boundaries. These are the things the next generation is looking at. The next generation, if you are a wise woman, you should speak life into the next generation. You don't come giving them instruction. That's not what they want. They want you to affirm them. Let them know that they are capable. Let them know that they are the best. Let them know that their voice matters. Let them know that they don't need to have it all figured out to move forward. Let them know that failure is not final. Let them know that strength and softness can coexist. These are the things the next generation want, and this is the way to pass on wisdom. Another thing you can do is to create safe space for story and mentorship. That's very important. Every woman has a story the next woman wants to hear. So let them come to a safe space where they can learn without judgment. Let them come to a place where they can be mentored. That is a way of passing wisdom. Another way to pass wisdom is to choose growth over comfort. That's another way you can pass wisdom and cultivate inner character and strength, because wisdom flows from character. So these are some of the ways you can pass wisdom. I'll leave the rest for Ngozi.
And Esther leaves the rest to me. You've spoken well. So let me just add a few things to it. You know, when we were growing up, we heard a lot that what an old man sees sitting down. You that you're young, you can't see from. And we used to say, from where? What do you mean? That my eyes are so sharp, I can see everything. But with age, you get to understand what is being said. If you look at our definition again, it says that wisdom has to do with experience. So for the younger generation, you must learn from your experiences. When you have an experience, you don't just move on. You take time, sit back, be quiet, and kind of, revisit your activities. Ask yourself hard questions. Why did this work out? Why didn't this work out? What didn't I do right? What should I be doing next time? That way you are growing in wisdom. Wisdom is not something you just go and take. It's something you build into. You build wisdom with age, with experience, with knowledge. You grow into wisdom. And that is why I remember that saying that tells us what an old man sees sitting down. And when I was young, I was wondering where they were coming from. But now I understand it well, because you've had so many things play out in your life. And if you sit back and go through it, you will see clear pictures, you will see patterns that you can make deductions from. So that is how wisdom works. I'm talking to the younger people, and you can't experience everything. So you also learn from those that have had that experience, the older people. So the more reason why you should be happy and you should be ready to be mentored. Because they are talking from experiences. They've had their failures, they've had their challenges, and they have navigated some way. In some places they failed, and they have understood why they failed. You don't need to go back and fail there. You learn from those that have gone through it. So like she said, wisdom is caught. You understand? It's not something you stumble into. It's taught, it's something that flows from other people you interact with. So you choose your interactions. You choose your interactions, you listen to when people are speaking, you understand try to understand where it is. Wisdom is having understanding why things play out the way they play out. So let me leave it there.
All right, it's been an interesting conversation, and I'm sure our viewers would like to join the conversation. So don't forget, you can follow us on social media, and also we'd like to hear from you. So leave a comment in the comment section below. We'd like to hear from you how you are intentionally living in wisdom and how you are passing it to the next generation. But thank you again for the beautiful insight shared.
Thank you, Onome.
Hi everyone, my name is Brenda Onwawaro. I'm a parent of Lagoon School and also a member of the 30th Anniversary Planning Committee. And today we have Achievement Channel here with us. We say keep watching Achievement Channel. Thank you.
My name is Ugonwa Ohuche, and we're celebrating our 30th anniversary, and the Achievement Channel is here. Good job. You're doing such a good job trying to cover all the achievements of people. Thank you.
What a transformative conversation that has been. We have been reminded today that wisdom isn't just about what you know, but how you choose to live. It is the strength to stay steady and the grace to keep growing through every season. And a big thank you to Madam Ngozi Ochuba and Madam Esther Evbodaghe for sharing their profound insight today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, X, and of course, YouTube. Use the hashtag We See Possibilities. See you next time. I am Onome Igugu.